So, we return. And this time, I want to talk about the presence of God. I would really like to bring the presence of God in here. Because we're really broken people. And we really just need Jesus. And so how do we bring Jesus more into our lives? And how do we invite him to come and to dwell with us and to visit us? Because, you see, I really think that it's important for him to come and to dwell with us. Because, see, we live inside of a very crazy world. But we need him. And we need his presence. Not just one time, not just 2 times, and not just 3 times. But see, we need his presence to dwell with us on a continual basis. Because you see, the second that we step out of his presence, we stop living in faith. And living in faith is the most powerfulest thing that we can ever experience. Because once we live inside of faith, then it changes us. And it changes our realities. And it changes what we're passionate about. Because once we know who he is, and once we know the power of the Godhead, then you see it breaks us. And we have to turn to him because we're broken. And because Christ has dealt with us. And this is never something that we will be able to experience through sitting under a man's teaching. Because see, sitting under a man's teaching is not the same as sitting under the power and the presence of Jesus Christ. And so how do we sit under the power and the presence of Jesus Christ? And I think it comes through praying a lot. I think it comes through praying a whole lot. And I think it comes through getting desperate for Jesus. And so you say, so how do we get desperate for Jesus? And I think that comes through coming face to face with weakness and with brokenness. And once we get face to face with weakness and with brokenness, and I think we start to get desperate. Because a man who is not broken cannot be truly desperate for Jesus. And see, this is another thing. We cannot break ourselves. No. There is no way that we can really break ourselves. Because this breaking has to come through Jesus. And it cannot come through anything that we do. Because you see that nothing that we do in and of ourselves is really going to break us. This breaking really has to come through Jesus Christ breaking us. And so you say, Matthew, I want to be broken. And I would say, start to seek Jesus as if you were going to die tomorrow. You want His presence? You really want His presence? Then live as if you're going to die tomorrow. You see, my friends, it all comes down to knowing Jesus. Do you know Him? Or are you just playing your little games? Now on the next video, my friends, I'm going to ask for the power of God to come down. Because you see, when the power of God comes down, it somehow changes everything. It changes everything. Do you really want His power, my friends? Do you really want Him? Or are you just playing your little games? Because you see, His power will change everything. His power, my dear friends, will change everything. Yes, His power will change